Why the Big Bang may not have exploded. Here is one reason why the Big Bang may not have exploded. In order for something to explode, it needs an independent body or force to make it do so, and it is not the case when it comes to the heated weight that existed at the moment of the Big Bang. Since this heated weight is defined by the scientific community as a positive energy, to be able to explode from its interior, it would have needed a negative energy injected into it to force it to explode outwards, and if there was this needed negative energy, where did it come from, if the heated weight was the only energy that existed? So here is what this pure energy did. It took its heated weight and fragmented it into very tiny fragments to see what these fragments of heated weight could reshape, transform, or transmute into, as all the possibilities that could exist as the heated weight that it has as pure energy. Now whoever or whatever this pure energy is, it will allow itself as this heated weight to be fragmented with the condition that all these heated fragments return to being one singularity again. So that the first thing this pure energy did was to fragment its heated weight into the size of a proton. When this pure energy took these fragments and pushed them outward and away from itself, these fragments kept coming back to the heated weight that exists as a singularity, which is what we now know as gravity, because this is where gravity comes from. For example, if you were to pull a fragment from this heated weight and place it as far away from where it exists as its singularity, it will pull it back to its singularity, for that is its nature as the way it naturally wants to exist. Therefore, in order to keep these fragments from regrouping back to becoming a singularity, this pure energy took one tinier fragment of its heated weight that we now know as an electron and encircled it around the bigger fragment of its heated weight known as a proton, and in doing so, it became what is now known as a hydrogen atom. This pure energy pushed these hydrogen atoms as far away from the singular heated weight that existed as a singularity so they could not return to where they came from as a singularity. This pure energy kept fragmenting the heated weight that existed as a singularity until all the heated weight was fragmented into hydrogen atoms. After this pure energy took all of its heated weight and sent it outward as hydrogen atoms in search of all existing possibilities to reshape into, the first thing that these hydrogen atoms did when they got very far into outer space, was to pull themselves back together as groups. This happened because all the hydrogen atoms have heated weight as their interior that wants to reunite again as a singularity. However, since these heated fragments cannot reunite because of the electron and because of the empty space that now exists inside of the atoms, they still have enough pulling power to draw each other closer together as the heated weight in which they exist as atoms. In doing this, pure energy can now transform its heated weight into something new like a solar sun. As a solar sun, the next possibility that its heated weight can transform into is the helium atom. Therefore, you should remember that this is the first time that this pure energy has done this, using the heated weight that it had as a singularity. This pure energy continues to search for more existing possibilities that it can reshape or transform its heated weight into. Then it used the heated weight it transformed into as hydrogen atoms, and using the gravitational pull that its heated weight has, it then pulled them even tighter together as a solar sun to make a heavier atom known as the helium atom. From this solar star that it reshaped into, it became heavier and became a nova, then a supernova, which is heavier as its heated weight, to then becoming a galaxy, which is the biggest this pure energy became as its heated weight. And it is at this point of reshaping its heated weight as a galaxy, that we can see that this pure energy has reshaped its heated weight into the biggest and heaviest thing in size from when this pure energy originally started to fragment its heated weight as the smallest and simplest thing it made as matter, which is the hydrogen atom. Here is another way to understand why I refer to its simplicity. Matter begins from hydrogen atoms, which is also called element number 1, and it made this atom in a very simple way. It is from here that you and I and all existing things in this very complex planet came from. Perhaps you can see it this way. If you put 1,000 hydrogen atoms side by side, it would give you the thickness of a strand of hair, but in reality this hair is actually 99% empty space, such as the empty space that exists inside the hydrogen atom. Therefore, it would take 99,000 protons by themselves to give you the thickness of a strand of human hair as just the heated weight without the empty nothingness that exists inside the atoms. This simple hydrogen atom was made in such a very simple way from the massive heated ball that existed at the beginning, known as the Big Bang. When this pure energy made a galaxy, it also placed what will eventually bring its heated weight back again as a singularity by placing a denser concentration of its heated weight known as the black hole, which is located at the center of the galaxy. Why do black holes exist? They exist as a way of bringing back all of the heated weight that got fragmented from the heated weight which existed as a singularity at the moment of the Big Bang. This happens because black holes exist as a concentrated heated weight that has gravitational pull. Let me say that the reason why light cannot escape the pull of a black hole is simple. It is because for light to exist, it has to have a tiny fragment of this pure energy's heated weight known as a photon, making it easy to pull the fragment that exists as light back into the singularity. So that as each galaxy's heated weight completes its mission as the possibilities that can happen, such as our galaxy, it will then be consumed by the gravitational pull of its own black hole, which will then remove all the electrons that exist as matter. In doing this, the heated weight that existed as protons and neutrons will then merge with the big massive heated weight that exists as the black hole. It will then end up as a bigger concentration of this pure energy's heated weight as a bigger fragment of its heated weight as a singularity. Now, you will begin to see the concentrated heated weight that now exists as a black hole. You'll see it in yellow, because by using the dark background you wouldn't be able to see the black hole. However, now you will be able to see the black hole getting bigger in yellow. As this pure energy continues to return its fragmented heated weight back to being just one singular heated weight, it will then pull in the nearest black hole, so as to become two black holes into one bigger concentrated singular heated weight. This will go on and on until the last two big black holes consume each other. When that happens, this pure energy will have returned all of its heated weight back into one big black hole. Therefore, here is where we can stop calling black holes black, because all the heated weight that existed as what we have been calling black holes, will now exist as just one big black hole. You will then understand that whoever or whatever this pure energy is, when it fragmented its heated weight in search for all the existing possibilities that it could exist as, it placed a condition to the heated weight. The condition was that this heated weight had to return to being just one singular heated weight again, because this is the true nature of how this heated weight exists. I hope you will now be able to see that the huge heated black hole which is now in yellow is just the same huge yellow heated weight that existed at the moment of the Big Bang. Now that you can see that just after the Big Bang, this pure energy took its heated weight and became hydrogen atoms, then solar suns, novas, supernovas, and then galaxies, it then placed a black hole in the center so as to eventually consume all the heated weight that exists as that galaxy into one huge black hole, which is really one huge heated ball in the process of returning back to what we know as a new Big Bang. I am going to show you that when it became matter, starting from the hydrogen atom, novas, supernovas, and galaxies, they all existed because all the atoms had an empty space inside of them. And all solar suns, novas, supernovas also existed inside this place that existed as empty space, which is what was labeled as the universe. From the moment you saw the beginning of the new Big Bang, you saw it start with a dark background known as the universe, and until the end of this visual, you saw the galaxy come into existence and continue to collapse back into a black hole and then return to being a singularity again. All of this took place in an area that had a dark background, and you had no problem with this because what you saw as the empty universe was there from the beginning till the end when it became one more new Big Bang. Here is why this model of the new Big Bang is more correct than the one now in use. In the old theory of the Big Bang, when it exploded outwards, as what is called the expansion theory, the model violated the laws to which this pure energy exists as, which is that pure energy cannot be created or destroyed. And because of this, some of the answers that the scientific community is looking for are tainted, distorted, or confusing. The new model of the universe shows that this area called the empty universe, also known as negative energy, was always there from the beginning of the new Big Bang, and this negative energy was still there when the last two existing black holes consumed each other. Now remember that if you look back when the hydrogen atom came into existence just after the Big Bang, you will now notice that the empty space where the hydrogen atom came into existence, known as negative energy, is the same empty space existing inside the hydrogen atom, because the inside and outside of the atom is the same. This is where whoever or whatever exists as its outer self. Existing as negative energy, which exists as being 99%, and is made of a freezing temperature that does not exist as energy. This is the part that exists that has no beginning or end because it is made of a nothingness and also exists as a constant that never changes. Inside of this 99% that exists as negative energy, the part that exists known as pure energy is only the 1% that its heated weight exists as. I have tried to find a word to accommodate this area that exists as a cold clear nothingness, and the only word that I could come up with is the word spiritual. Meaning, something that exists, but does not exist as something. It is here where pure energy keeps its 1% as heated weight inside of what is known as negative energy. Using this new model of what is called the universe, let me also answer the question that Stephen Hawking has been asking, which is, what unifies quantum physics with astrophysics? The answer is that it is the empty nothingness existing inside the hydrogen atom, which is the same empty nothingness that exists as outer space. The existing empty spiritual nothingness is what unifies everything in existence, and if it were not for this spiritual nothingness, which also exists as a negative energy, the universe could not exist, nor could the hydrogen atom or astrophysics. In short, what unifies quantum physics with astrophysics? It is the empty nothingness that exists inside the atoms as being the same empty nothingness that exists in everything that exists as astrophysics, and it is the same empty nothingness that exists as negative energy, known as the empty universe. This is the reason why this visual started out as a slideshow about the singular heated weight existing in yellow, and why I made the black hole yellow as well. In reality, when we look at a black hole, it is clear as the black hole center, because as strange as it may seem, whoever or whatever it is, it does work in mysterious ways, for both its heated weight and its nothingness are clear and transparent. You too will see this when you look out as far as your eyes can see, whether it's during the day or at night. You are able to see objects that are out there because there is nothing between you and what you are looking at. And if you think there is nothing between you and these objects, you are mistaken, because there are beyond millions and trillion and whatever biggest number you can imagine that exists as oxygen atoms. You should also think about this: these oxygen atoms exist as having both its two ways of existing, one as its nothingness that exists as empty space that all atoms have to have, which in reality exist as a clear transparent nothingness. Two, its second way of existing as its heated weight as the protons and neutrons that exist inside the atoms that are both clear and transparent. Here is one more way of understanding what I am saying. Pure energy once existed, and it was considered to be the primary of everything in existence. What changes now is that the heated weight that existed as primary, now turns out to be secondary, but continues to be the energy that makes everything in existence. It is the spiritual nothingness, also known as negative energy or dark matter, which is, in fact, the primary. Pure energy's heated weight can only exist inside of that part which exists as negative energy. Whoever or whatever it is, it exists as two extreme temperatures, which for me is so interesting. Think about it: here is someone or something that exists with such perfection. One part of who or what it is, exists as an empty shell body. That has no beginning or end, and has no borders, and also exists as a 99% freezing cold, that has no energy in this area where it keeps its 1% heated weight in, as a singularity. However, this singularity can fragment itself into such a tiny part, like what exists as a photon, so as to wrap itself around a proton to make itself into what we know as matter. This matter has all the qualities of its heated weight, which is so small that it would take 1,000 hydrogen atoms to be the same as the thickness of one strand of human hair. As it placed a portion of its heated weight in, as how it exists as the empty space that exists inside the atom, which exists as negative energy. And it took both of the ways that it exists to become an electron, making sure that the heated weight stays inside the area known as empty space. And before we end this visual, let us correct the error that the old model of the Big Bang had. The old Big Bang states that the heated weight that existed as a singularity as pure energy expanded outward. As you, the viewer, have seen in the new Big Bang, the heated weight just fragmented itself into hydrogen atoms using the space that exists as negative energy that was always there. We should remember that pure energy could not create the extra space, and what now exists as this extra space, also known as the universe that exists as negative energy, has been confirmed by the scientific community as not having any energy that is related to the energy that exists as pure energy. Therefore, the expansion theory in the new Big Bang does not exist and cannot be applied, because to do so would violate the law that governs pure energy. Pure energy could not have created this extra space known as the universe. This can be confirmed when at the beginning you saw when the heated weight fragmented into hydrogen atoms, then into a solar sun, then into a nova, then a supernova, and reached its maximum as a galaxy, and then returned into what is known as a black hole, and when all black holes consumed each other, so that all the black holes could then return back to a singularity as heat, that it all took place in this area known as the negative energy that was labeled the universe. I end this by saying that I hope you learned something you did not know before, and if you want to read more on what I have found, email me at omnipresentrr@gmail.com, and I will share it with you for free. Rick Ricardo.